Thank God say you just call me now because if they call me back to back and I know for answer. How much are they selling on you? Okay. So that is Ladies and gentlemen, fellow viewers, I am Nkongho saying welcome to another edition of Special Guest on Cry Out Radio and Television. Before we proceed, we call upon our fans who enjoy our work and objectives to download our app from the App Store or Play Store. Subscribe to our Cry Out Radio TV YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope to better enjoy our programming. And don't forget to like and share with friends and family. Do not forget to share the link to this live show. We seize this opportunity to remind our viewers that Cry Out TV has only one agenda, which is being the voice of the voiceless. Dr. Success Nkongho, a cozy welcome to today's show.
Thank you, Theodore, and thank you to the staff of Cry Out TV. I want to appreciate you for this opportunity, a privilege for me to be a guest in this special episode. And I believe that this program is going to be a starting point to transform the lives of so many people who have been manipulated and have been deceived to accept things that do not exist. Thank you so much, Theodore.
Okay. As is our tradition on special guests, can you briefly tell our audience who exactly is Dr. Success Nkongho? Briefly.
No matter the introduction I may want to give about myself, Theodore, I think experience is the greatest teacher. But the little I can say about me is I am a Southern Cameroonian, born in a Mojok subdivision of Manu, and I am a clergyman by profession. I'm a theologian as well, and an activist and a freedom fighter. But most especially, I am a man with a living conscience who has plenty of weaknesses, but with a living conscience, who obeys only his conscience and God and nothing else. And I have stood by this for so many years, despite the opposition from family, friends, and other colleagues. And at the end of which, they always gave me reason for standing on whatever I stood on. So I'm a man of conviction. I am not a man of consensus. I do not really care if the whole world is heading towards a direction and I take the opposite. It doesn't really matter to me as long as I know the opposite is the right direction. So that is who I am. I am an author of many books. I have read other things that many people do not know. I have a master's in political science as well. I also have an HND in criminal detection and prevention. I have an OND in conflict management and peace studies. And besides that, I have done some other leadership studies which has helped me in the past years. I'm a husband of one wife, and I have 5 healthy children, well brought up. And that is a little I can say about myself, Mr. Nkongho.
Okay. Dr. Success, you are well versed with the happenings on Ground 1 and Ground 0. Can you please tell our audience the current situation of our refugee brothers and sisters in Nigeria? Do you have any suggestions for both refugees and those willing to assist them at this moment? Also, have you ever paid them a visit?
All right, I will start with the last question. Yes, I have paid the refugees visits. Had I known that you asked me this question, I would have provided video of my paying visits to refugees, and I do that with my little capacity that God has given me. And I think beside what I may want to use as proof, just make a little call. You can call the refugees in Akwa Ibom, and some in Cross River and the ones in Abuja. Ask them if you just call about 5 or 10 of them, the popular is 5 or 10 of them, and find out if Success Nkongho assisted them. You'll be surprised that the last assistance is not the last assistance I gave to them is not older than 5 days ago. So I don't need to be sounding trumpet. I'm not a political philanthropist. I don't do philanthropy for political reasons. I do them as something of conscience. It's a duty for me. I don't do it to display in the public. So the state of our refugees is not something to go to write home about. Our refugees are really suffering. They have been abandoned by our people, abandoned by the so-called IG, abandoned by the people in the diaspora who claim that they are fighting for us. I don't want to begin from myself because myself, I'm a refugee. Beginning from Skakuf, governing council, interim government of Sisiku and the one of Saku, one kobo has not come to me as a refugee. You can understand, as popular as I am, I have not been a beneficiary of these various leadership structures from the time of Skaku till now. Imagine the refugees who are not popular. Those people have been abandoned. They have been abandoned. And even the people in Ground Zero, the soldiers who are fighting for us have been abandoned. It's not something anybody has to come to the public and begin to say. They have been abandoned. Even our prisoners have been abandoned. As far back as, I think today, I sent money to prisoners. Last week, I sent money to prisoners. 2 weeks ago, I sent money to prisoners. 3 weeks, you can call them and find out. They have been abandoned. They just cannot come out publicly and be castigating us, because if they do that, some people who used to send them $50 after 3 months will just get discouraged and not send it again. But our people have been abandoned. Those of Ground Zero, the soldiers, have been abandoned. The refugees have been abandoned. And the prisoners have been abandoned. So that is the state of our people. We should stop pretending as if all is well. All is not well. And as we proceed in this program, I will be unveiling how things are not well with our people. Thank you, Chido.
All right. Now, try to summarize. We want this show to be just for an hour. Your detractors point out your Facebook show where you claimed that Julius Ayoktabe and the rest of the Naira 10 had been shipped to Chad, the Republic of Chad, and were facing imminent execution as an indictment against you. What can you say about this incident?
Number one, has Sisiko told you that he was not in Chad? Number two, how is that important for the liberation of Ambazonia? Number three, I got that intelligence from Capo Daniel. He is there. He can confirm to you. I'm just answering this for the first time, that Sisiko were passed through Chad before they were brought to Cameroon. So that is what I can say about that.
All right, so it was not confirmed. You got it from Capo Daniel. Now let me move to the next.
Yes.
You have claimed that it was your personal effort that made Julius Ayoktabe the acting president of Ambazonia during one of the conclaves while in Cameroon. Did you pay him and the other Southern Cameroonians a visit at the Kondengi Central Prison?
You are asking me two questions at a time. Let me answer the first one before I go to the second one, because the second one needs a lot of explanation. The first, it's no news that I am the one that brought Sisiko Julius Ayoktabe to the limelight of the leadership of Ambazonia. It's no news. We were at Conclave 3, about 34 of us who attended that conclave. And it was everybody's turn to speak. And the agenda that day was leadership, to elect a leadership for our struggle. So when it was John Bakuru's turn to speak, he began to nominate Niba, Wiba, and all the like. He began calling people from the northern zone as his own choice of leaders. Then after him, it was Mr. Laria Yomocho's turn to speak. He too began to call some people's name, whom I don't want to mention because they're in danger. So now began to call their names as who are from Southern Zone. And John Bakuru attacked Mr. Laria Yomocho and said, this man is not part of our struggle. Then the two of them began to quarrel, and there was a quarrel for almost 2 hours, after which it was my turn to speak. Then I stood up and said, listen, brothers and sisters, we cannot pretend that Ambazonia is not made up of two equal regions. Amazonia is made up of 2 equal regions, and we have the right to present candidates from those both regions. So I said, I will wish that this House should the Northwesterners in the House should up a candidate from Northwest, and the Southwesterners should bring up a candidate from Southwest. And the whole House will go into voting, and whoever wins will become the leader or the president of Amazonia. And the House clapped for that idea. We went out for a short break, and during that break, about 75 or 80% of the Northwesterners who attended that conclave were my fans. I repeat, about 75 to 80% of the Northwesterners who attended that conclave were my fans, which means whoever will be my choice will be their choice. Then all the Southwesterners too were behind me, and they told me to nominate whoever I want to be the leader. So I contacted Sisiko and I told him, sir, you are not in this conclave. Would you want to be the president of Amazonia? He said, yes. I said, I hope you know there are consequences attached to this assignment. He said he wouldn't mind the consequences. I said, in that case, what's your name? So when we went back, I stood up, I said, on behalf of Southwest, I want to present the candidate for Southwest. His name is Sisiku Julius Ayoktabe. And the whole crowd, about 90% did not know him who attended that conclave. They even said they don't want someone who is not a frontliner. Then all of a sudden, Professor Wara Louise of Covenant University stood up and gave a little expose of who Julius Ayoktabe is and how he has been working on the background for our struggle. Then Professor Patrick Asibon seconded me and said he will also want Julius Ayoktabe to be the president. Then we went into voting, and fortunately, Julius Ayoktabe won by 85%. And we said we should accept Mr. Tassang by acclamation as the assistant to Mr. Julius Ayoktabe. That is how Julius Ayoktabe became president. So it's not news that I am the one who brought him to the limelight of leadership in Amazonia. Thank you.
Okay, so the question after that, because I asked you 2 questions in one. You've been going down to La Republic. Have you visited Julius Ayoktabe, the man you brought to limelight in this Nkongho?
The answer is no. The answer is no, and I've been communicating with him.
Okay. Now, listen to this first audio. We have a couple of audios, but we had to play just, a portion for sake of time. Listen to this first audio.
The only year say Tapa will not talk so about you. Tapa will not talk so. Tapa will not talk so. So Tawa see send me message saying that you want to talk with me. I've been very, very surprised. Yeah, I've been very surprised. Then for start the year when you feel really give me the kind of advice. That many play they are confused.
No, bro. I tell you nothing where you want to say. I want to save your life. I don't nothing where you go save. And I will tell you, this one I tell you, I will tell anybody. I will tell anybody. When I see something where you could take some person's life, me and you support them. I don't, if you hear me, everything, look at me. From inside Nigeria and Cameroon, everything will be possible. If you want to get Nigerian passport, if you get that tomorrow, you hear me?
Yeah.
Find way cross. Find way cross. This should be your first priority right now. Find way cross in America. Through Mexican line. You don't go through Amazonia, you don't be general. It means if you make Mexican line, you pass through Mexican quiet. Because you don't go through tough times. What is Mexico line? We just join some motor to go to the border. Enter through Mexican line.
Okay. Now, listen to another portion of the same conversation between Nambere and Tapang.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I hear you clear.
I'm in this office, so I don't feel a shout because my parliament is here. These Indian people there. Okay, so as I've been telling you right now, you know Ayabacho Lucas, right?
I know it.
Yeah, Ayabacho Lucas, he gets soldiers from ground zero, at least even a one, right? And that soldier, they carry gun, they look up to you with all desperation. And the same Ayabacho where he get soldier from ground zero, he dey abroad, especially in the ground zero.
No, he dey abroad.
All right. The position where he dey abroad now, so you don't give you enough power for even buy more guns because he be comfortable if he do anything for the soldiers. As you stand now, so Nyambere, you dey like Ayabacho, where you get when you win the ground. zero. They look up to you, whether through gun or through waiting, they look up to you, bro. And the position where you did now, so you know they like Ayabacho, we don't make them. The best way for you right now is to find position where you feel make them so that you provide. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Even if you come to ground zero right now, they will wipe you and all your boys. But if you find your way to go be some position where you be successful, you feel support your boys in any way, even as they run from Ambazonia. You understand now?
Yeah.
So you want to find yourself in a position where you be comfortable, but I'm not doing, so not tell them, just always keep them in prayers, keep them in mind, communicate with them, but not expose your plans there for anybody. That is where you would kill yourself. No expose your escape plan for anybody, because you escape now for go do something better. For go make sure you even get small money. If you send another boy and say, bro, we not do so, na pump for you, na pump for you. But right now you don't get that money. And if you want to ask that kind of money, you can't call people that are abroad, they ask them. And when you call people that are abroad, you ask them money, they will give you money and then give you condition to the money.
Okay. There is a lot of speculation.
Yeah.
Yes. So the easiest way if you do one, bro, look, number one, find Congo success. Find some person, find some papa within Nigeria will be willing to help you. I mean, I've known that Congo success because me at least I always talk to you for the past 3 years. Find you stay for your house. But I tell you, say, man, you can't even know what deny. Say, go stay for your house for free, no pay rent. Just go even at one room, go stay there. You wake up for morning time, you take care of your house, just wash, clean place, be humble. Your woman fit help the woman when I do things there, be humble. Just be humble. Number two, during that period, tell Congo success, I will tell plans, see may find you even at which kind of passport, bro. You want to cross the other side for river. Any bamboo way you see them, if you cross, you can cross. You may take them, you cross, you put you for Panama or that Mexican line. You enter America, so Pam, you get a clean asylum. You be a citizen, you should you quiet. If you fit do all these things this year, it be very possible. Make sure say by the end December you already enter America. Bam. You just apply for your asylum. Even as me they work na shit for year, you work and I do that. And that do fi help there avoid the ground zero.
Okay, Dr. Success, there is a lot of speculation out there that it is after this conversation that Nambere reached out to you as advised by Tapang. How true are these allegations?
First of all, these allegations are false. I mean, 100% false. You see, Ambazonians as a people have been bewitched by a selected few manipulators who deliberately impregnated our people with lies to believe in things that do not exist. As a result, we have been holding on to nothing for so long. That is why we are where we are. I want to comment about the audio I listened. I draw 2 lessons from those audio. Number 1, the fact that a rebel leader, me by nature, I do not like to be calling people's names, especially when I don't have issues with them. A rebel leader who is a frontliner in a frontline group picks up his phone to call a general in zero who is fighting and tells that general to abandon the fight, to go for greener pasture in a white man's land, is a sign that some of the things I'm about to say tonight are true. It's a sign that diaspora is a black hypocrisy. Diasporans are cowards. Diaspora do not preach what they practice. On the other hand, he is arming other boys on the ground. On the other hand, he is discouraging another soldier to be disarmed. If you could listen to that audio very well, you understand that the caller was talking with so much passion. It was not just, it's something that came out of his heart. So I want to use this opportunity to tell the ground zero that diaspora is deceiving you. Number 2 lesson that I pick from that audio, that everything, the second lesson may sound contradictory based on what I said from the first lesson I picked. Everything Tapang said in that audio to General Nambere, Mr. Tapang Ivo was inspired by God. I mean, Jehovah in heaven. Tapang was inspired. Though he may not know why he did that call, but he was inspired. I will explain. Fellow Southern Cameroonians, I have come to the realization that Ambazonia, listen, fasten your seatbelt. I have come to the realization that Ambazonia has a genuine case, an authentic case that we can win in any court in this world. But unfortunately, we cannot win this war. Unfortunately, Ambazonia, Southern Cameroons cannot win this war. And Cameroon government also cannot win this war.
Are you sure about that?
Now, let me talk about war. Yes, I am explaining, I'm talking. Why can't we win this war? Number 1, we cannot win this war because we do not have enough funds to fund a war. And for your information, if we must get independence, the fight will not be less than 15 to 20 years. If we could not fund a war for 3 years, we cannot fund a war for 20 years. Okay. Our quarrels and in-house fighting on the social media, all this while, has been over money. $5,000, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000. Here the amount people, a government is fighting over, a government that is meant to fight for independence is quarreling among themselves over the social media for $100,000. Monies that my friends raise as offering in one day in their churches is what we are fighting over. We cannot win this war. I'm still talking, Mr. Theodore. Okay. We cannot win this war because we lack the money to fund the war. We should stop this pretend. Mr. Eric Tato mentioned in his broadcast the other day that IJ of Sako has not bought one gun to Ground Zero. Those are the statement of Eric Tato. I quite remember we brought in a white man from somewhere who has a company that manufactures war equipments, war plane, war jet, warships, sophisticated equipment. I had a meeting with this white man. Milan was there. Walter Fondo was there. Nanova was there. Many people were there. So this man, Enes, was there. Mangan was there. After that meeting, we were convinced that the things this man said was true. Dr. Ebenezer Nkongho was there, and he also introduced the same man to Dr. Cho Ayaba, Lucas. We confirmed that this man is genuine. We sent a delegation to go to their country to verify their warehouse if actually they have the equipment he claimed they have. And it was confirmed that they have. But this man just asked us a little token to start with. We could not raise 10% of that money up to today. It's 3 years today.
How much did he ask?
10% to start with.
How much did he
I
ask?
will not mention the amount because on the social media. We could not raise 10% of that amount for 3 years.
You must have mentioned this amount already to La Republique. You must have given La Republique this information.
No, I have not mentioned to any. Theodore, I am not a foolish man. Whatever I do not tell you, I will not tell anybody.
All right.
We do not amount up till date. Number 2, we cannot win this war because diaspora have abused the purpose of this war. Instead of fighting to liberate our people, you hear them say, liberation first, freedom first, politics later. But they are saying what they are not doing. They are practicing politics first, freedom later. When you set up a government, you are referring to politics. When you are talking about leadership, you are referring to politics. Yet you are the best and the first to say freedom first, politics later. That is hypocrisy. We cannot win this war because diaspora has caused our boys on the ground to be fighting among themselves. I made bold to announce to you that Ambazonian fighters have been killed by the guns of fellow Ambazonian fighters, have been killed by La Republic soldiers. I repeat, Ambazonian fighters have been killed by the guns of fellow Ambazonian fighters than La Republic soldiers. And I cannot be in any struggle that is happening like that. I, Success Nkongho, will not be part of that anymore. We cannot win this war.
Success, you've talked
because
you've taken one question and you've talked for too long. I told you this show is 1 hour and I have a lot of questions to ask.
I will answer your question. Theodore, we cannot win this war because our people have turned a long-standing cause that they had with their neighbor. They are now using the armed boys to go and attack their neighbor. We cannot win this war because we are not democratic. When somebody has an opposite opinion, you seek for his life to kill him. Yet you are fighting La Republic, saying that they are dictatorial. We are worse than them. With limited material that we have, we have committed this kind of atrocity against ourselves. What will happen when we have major materials? We will wipe up ourselves, including the person that carried the material. And that is why I believe that Papa was speaking from the throne of God to save the life of General Nambere and any other soldier who cares to listen.
Okay, clearly Tapan was advising Nambere to save his life and move to America and not La Republique. So he can raise funds like Ayabacho to sponsor his boys. After all, Ayaba has not carried weapons like Nambere. Also, Tapan seems to be very aware of your location and connections. How is he in possession of such information? How come Nambere ended up on the government side? Was that your handiwork? It is curious that he would recommend you instead of his ADF, AGC people. You get it? Because, you know, people are saying, oh, Tapang has gotten Nambere to go to La Republique. Whereas Tapang's audio clearly stated that Nambere should find a way to move to America through Mexico. So he can be able to help the boys that look up to him. But, you know, it so happens that we are seeing Nambere, it so happens that he's probably, he's in La Republique. So how is that? Can you enlighten us on this?
Theodore, you have asked a question that you just answered by yourself. First of all, what you said about Nambere is not what Tapan told Nambere. You understand? If you say that Nambere is in La Republique, which I say he is not, but because of the speculation on the social media, you continue to insist that he is, which I say is not. I will tell you that I had never spoken with Tapan on the content of this audio. Never spoken with Tapan. Number two, everything that Tapan and whosoever wrote about those pictures were all speculations. I repeat, they were all speculations. Number three, Tapan did not tell Nambere to come and meet me so I came to La Republique. Tapan told Nambere to come and meet me, which I was not aware of this arrangement, so I could help him to leave Africa and have a route in the Western world so he can prepare himself well and fight later on, which is the gospel I'm preaching now. I believe that we are not prepared. We should pause and prepare ourselves, and when we are prepared, we can come back even after 20 years. But for now, as of 2019, Ambazonia is not prepared. Quote me anywhere, anytime. Let this video be on record that Ambazonia is not prepared for anything close to independence.
Okay.
Have I answered you?
It is alleged that you previously worked with the ADF and supposedly scammed them. What do you have to say about this claim, and what is your relationship with Ayabacho Lucas right now?
I will answer first with the question, can bomb? Can bomb?
So who is...
Secondly,
go ahead.
Secondly, has ADF or AGC made a complaint? If yes, let me have the complaint. Then I will respond based on their complaint. Number three, I had responded on this claim in August 2017 in a 56-minute audio. It is there on record. You can look for it. And I said I will never talk about this again. Everything I have to say about that is on that audio. Number 4, no matter what I will say now, I have said it already. So it will be foolishness for me responding to what each Ambazonian one after the other. I responded in 2017 August. So I will not respond anymore. Have I answered you, Mr. Chedor?
Well, in a way, yes. It's simple. Did you ever take any money from the ADF people? It's just yes or no. You don't need to go into it.
Mr. Chedor, I will not answer a yes or no. I have answered you already that all my response are in that 56 minutes audio. And if AGC think that I did not satisfy them and I abused them, they are the ones to be the complainer. Tico cannot drink and Kuba get drunk. Let the man speak for himself. You are not his advocate. If the AGC issues a formal complaint, I will respond formally. Have I answered you, my brother?
All right, let's move to the next because there is no time. Now, the images of Nambere, Eli Smith, and yourself caused a hurricane on social media. I'm sure every pejorative term in the dictionary has been used against you. Welcome to the club. Conscious of the backlash that will ensue, how did you all let these images get to social media? Can you also share with our audience the details of this meeting, the location, reason for this meeting, who else participated, and what was the outcome?
All right. First, I will share with you what you asked, and I will not share about that picture. But what I will share with you is more important than that picture because it's irrelevant. I have said Ambazonians continue to fight and ask questions that are not important. Just like a wife that wakes up in the morning, be searching the husband's phone instead of preparing the husband's food. That is nonsense. You don't know your assignment. You don't know the reason you came to that marriage. So I want to respond categorically. Number 1, I will not talk about any other person apart from Successful. I will talk about Successful. I have met Cameroon officials. I have met Cameroon envoys. I have met people who are close to the Cameroon government. I have met top-ranking Cameroon government officials outside Cameroon and in Cameroon, and I've been to Cameroon over 9 times from the major national dialogue up to today. I've been to 9 times. I will explain. Before the dialogue, I was invited just as some of the Ambazonian leaders were also invited. But I consulted my advisors worldwide, and I was advised never to attend to go for that dialogue. But I, as an individual, was passionate to attend the dialogue because I knew it was genuine, but I was discouraged by my advisors. So as the Bible says, in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. I decided to turn down the invitation, and I called it a political razzmatazz, which a lot of people are using that against me. Now, I want to say this. Anybody who cannot change their mind cannot change anything, and only fools do not change. I a proposal to the Cameroon government, my own way forward. I forwarded it to the Cameroon government prior to the national dialogue. Just after the national dialogue, I received a phone call from the head of government, Prime Minister Joseph Gute. He called me and congratulated me for sending that kind of proposal and told me the content is very rich and that he would want to further discuss with me because I put my contact in whatever document I penned down. He would want to further discuss with me about the proposals I gave. And we discussed for about 3 days on phone, at the end of which, in the course of the discussion, he came to discover he knew my late mother and began to tell me some things about my late mother. Then, in the course of the discussion again, he told me, listen, I'm your father, and I'm the head of the government. What you wrote is very, very rich. I will like to invite you to
Dr.
Cameroon.
Success, I don't want to cut you short. You should have provided the audience with this proposal. This is a proposal to the people. Why didn't you provide the audience with such a good proposal that even the head of government of La Republique was able to tell you it was good?
I will present it if you need it. I will present it to
my
you.
own suggestion.
It's for the good of the people.
To my own suggestion, these old men are very smart. Now he has been able to hold you, Nkongho, because he is relating himself now to your late mother.
Let me talk, Mr. Theodore.
Go ahead.
Let me talk. Yes, you are not in the heart of the Prime Minister, neither are you in my heart. So when he invited me, I contacted some people and told them, this is what this man is saying. And many of them encouraged me to take the trip. And in the course of trying to make up my mind, I received another call from Christian Kadinatumi. And Christian Kadinatumi told me, listen, I know the Prime Minister and I know what the government is thinking now. Anybody who is coming for dialogue or to talk with the government or to propose any way forward, the government will never arrest them. That is a word of the highest clergyman who almost became a pope. And I will not take that for granted. If you think I will believe the word of crooked politicians in America, I will not believe the word of a clergy who almost became a pope, then you are fooling yourself. So I held on to that word, and I took a step of faith without telling anybody. Boarded the flight, headed to Yaoundé. Upon my arrival, I had the best of VIP reception I've ever had in my life. That was a big shock to me. I thought something negative would happen. I was well received, and they asked me whichever hotel I want to lodge in, they will keep me there. I was received, I was lodged, and they told me anytime I want the Prime Minister to receive me, I should let them know. I should feel free. I'm not a prisoner. After 2 days, I told them I want to be received now because I thought I would not be free. I went to wherever I wanted to go to. Nobody restricted me. And the Prime Minister received me and we spoke. Many other persons received me, we spoke. Many top government officials received me. Security officers, they received me, we spoke. And I still emphasize on that document. And most of these trips, I was accompanied by Kadinatumi. And I want to announce to you people that the way you have been killing this man is helping you guys. Stop killing people who are helping you. Kadinatumi cannot be corrupt by any human being. Born of, even angels cannot corrupt Kadinatumi. So stop castigating that man's name for no good reason. So I have been in Yaoundé, and I want to authoritatively say that Yaoundé is willing to talk with our people if they're ready to talk with them. But Yaoundé is not going to talk with our people through Switzerland.
Success.
It will not happen.
Success.
Thank you.
Success. You didn't answer. Where was that picture taken from? Was that picture taken in Abuja or in Yaoundé?
It was taken in Abuja.
But Success, you told me on a previous conversation before we had this interview, accepted that you grant an interview, that picture was taken in Yaoundé. So now I don't know if I should believe what you told me previously and what you're telling me now.
You are free to believe whatever you want to believe. The location of the picture is not important. I have told you two versions about that picture.
Thank you.
It was, listen now, I'm asking you.
Go ahead.
I said it was taken from Yaoundé to you, and I said it was taken in Abuja. I said to other people it was taken in Kenya. I said to other people it was taken in Accra. Since you're good at speculating, okay, let me say, since Amazonians are good at speculating, I decided to help them speculate them all. But when I decided to grant you an interview, it was after I decided to grant you an interview that I now told you this picture was taken in Abuja.
Okay, good. Now, are you
because you are interested in fact finding. You are not just those people who are interested to be the first to post something. You are interested in fact finding. You are not interested in just being the first to post things. And that's why you have been patient for 2 weeks to receive me, to hear from my mouth. Those who are speculating, did they know what I've just told you now? Could they imagine what I've just told you now? The pictures you have, do they have them? If they were the ones who have them, they would have been posting it right, left, and center. The top government officials I met, which you have the picture, do they have them? Well, they do not have them. Clear pictures.
I keep things discreet, you know, because that's how you give people
have them because they cannot keep secret. They cannot keep secret, and that's why it will be hard for us to have independence, because we are not trustworthy. We can't keep secret.
Okay, the audience will want you to confirm, where is Nambere, General Nambere at the moment? Has he officially surrendered to the government of La Republique?
My brother, how can you be asking America a question about Cameroon? What kind of question is that? You have Nambere's number. You should talk to Nambere. I can't be talking on behalf of an adult. By the way, it's not my child, it's not my son. For Christ's sake, it's your general. I am talking as Success in Nkongho, my own brother, Massa. Now, wow.
So, Success, you're trying to avoid that question, which is okay. You want to make sure that this interview is centered just about you and nothing else.
Now, yes, you would have told me that the guests are Success Nkongho and Nambere.
No. But the thing is that we have people that have seen you, that have seen Nambere in Yaoundé. So it's your choice, which is
Mr.
okay.
Mr. Theodore, just like I challenged Eric Tato in 2017 or 2018 when he claimed that he has a picture of the house I bought, and I told him if he shows that picture, I would dash him $10,000. If those people, why are they sticking the picture? Ambazonians are not people they can have something and keep. Why are they keeping it? They saw my picture with Nambere. Ambazonians are specialists in speculation. They just sit down and fabricate a lie, just concoct something in their small room and post it. As long as it came out of the Facebook of Mark Barretta, it is good for consumption. As long as it came back, this same Mark Barretta, is he not the one who was accusing a particular man that masterminded the abduction of Sisiku? After 3 months, he changed his narrative. Has he apologized to you people?
Okay.
Listen. We should have brain. We should be rational enough.
Dr. Success, talking about Dr. Success, talking about Mark Barretta, Tapang Ivo, Tshodong Gumbar was invited by the government, but to me, this is my belief, okay, or my opinion is that La République cannot be the same people. It's like, how do I find myself to go there and say, okay, I want to be part of a dialogue? Though I have not taken any sides, my point is I want to be the voice of the voiceless. Because in this war that we have, our people, the same people that are fighting like the rebels, okay, they cause more harm than good to our people, sometimes even more than La République, which is a problem to me. Now, I don't want to dwell on that. This is the thing. How do you expect Mark Barretta, Tapang Ivo, Ayabacho Lucas to take a flight and go down there? To me, you're just like a bait. They will say, okay, let's use Dr. Success to show that we're not going to arrest these guys. And maybe if they call for another dialogue, that would try to,
Mr. Theodore.
Yes.
Mr. Theodore, in your mind, do you think Mark Barretta, that gentleman, has committed any offense against Cameroon like me? In your mind, in your gut mind, as you are sitting there?
See,
the answer is no. The answer is no. If it is no, why will I, who is the worst criminal to Cameroon, will not be arrested and Mark be arrested?
What makes you think that you have caused more harm than good than Mark Barretta? To my opinion, I don't think so. The reason is Mark Barretta.
Let me give you your answer.
Okay,
I will answer you.
Go ahead.
I am the first person to start a self-defense group on Ground Zero. I'm the first to start the first defense group on Ground Zero. Mark has not started one before. I was the first who carried the first weapon from Ground Zero. The first. Mark had never touched one. He has not even slept beside one before. I am the one who brought Sisiku, who is now saving life on the platform. Okay. What has Mark done? Mark is just describing what we are ascribing. He's just commenting on the acts of actors. Okay. He's merely a blogger. That's all.
Okay.
What is his crime?
Let me say something here. To me, it is my opinion and the opinion of so many people that they try to reach out to us that the dialogue should not have taken place in La République du Cameroun, period. Let me move to my next question. We'll come back to that. You shared with us some interesting pictures that you took with Barrister Agbobala, yes, and Christian Cardinal Toomey, Susie Sparks.
Yes, Susie Sparks, my beloved sister.
Ellie
Very
Smith.
good friend. Yeah.
And Chief Tabetando, who some claim is my uncle, a man I have never met, but have just seen his photo for the first time. You know, can you shed some light on these photographs for our audience to understand?
Ah, my brother, when I was in Yaoundé, I met them, and I even met more than that. And I think in our next outing, we are going to share the other pictures, which I told you to keep that the public does not have. So for now, these are people I met in Yaoundé and many others which I met, and they're very interesting people. So they're very good people, my brother. You see, they have their weaknesses, but as we speak, they are willing to talk with us. So my advice is that we should constitute ourselves so that they can reach out to us. But this spirit of no, 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 that it must be like this in dialogue. Let me tell you something.
Hold on. Before you continue, you said they can reach out to us. Now, us is who? Are you among the Southern Cameroonians now, or you are with them? I want you to define this.
I remain a Southern Cameroonian for life, and no matter how Southern Cameroonians speak, it will not take the blood of Southern Cameroon out of my body, and it will not take the love of Southern Cameroon from me. I am just a strategist. I'm a man who thinks outside the box. I am not thinking like a sheepgoat. I think like a human being who have been to school, who have a training. I don't think the way I ever think. I don't think the way Tiomdo think. I think the way success think. That's what they call independence.
Which is good, because
so I started within myself and said, if we do not accept to talk with these people, we will lose this thing, because Theodore, there is no country, as I speak, that is supporting Ambazonia officially as a country. If there is one, give me the name. Success. There is no country. You can't win this war with that.
Let me tell you something. I pick our guests. You know, there is a way we pick our guests. I admire the fact that you have a mind of your own, which is something that is lacking within this revolution. Our people, most of our people are followers. So the moment you have a mind on your own, they attack you. You become a black leg. But in this particular scenario, do you think the people from Southern Cameroon should trust you?
You see, I do not need anybody to trust me. It's just like I had a problem in the Umojo group when I told them, or in the Manu group when I told them, you don't need to love Ayaba. Just love his strategy, period. You asked me a question about Ayaba, I've not even answered you. I trust the strategies of Ayaba. But he's not my friend. But because I trust his strategy, I must, if I want to get what I want to get, I must align myself with him. You don't need to trust me. Listen, we are not looking for priests. We are not looking for reverend fathers. We are not looking for angels. We are looking for liberators, strategies. Tapang is this. If Tapang has what it takes to give me freedom, even if Tapang is the one who killed my mother, I will follow Tapang. For Christ's sake, I don't need your trust. What I'm saying, is it correct? That is what I want from you. If it's correct, fine. If it's not correct, fine.
Success, you're contradicting yourself.
Stop believing in a...
You're contradicting yourself. When you say you trust the strategy of Ayabacho Lucas, that is someone that it is. I wouldn't say alleged, because I did a little bit of investigation, and the lady Florence Ayafo was killed brutally by guys loyal to Ayabacho Lucas, and he tried to change the narrative. How is that a good strategy when you kill the same people that you should be protecting? Hold on. I'm not saying it's not just Ayabacho. These crimes have been committed by the interim government, SOCADEF, you know, and we come out here and we say it as it is. So what strategy is it that you love from this guy? He has a good ideology. No. Don't get me wrong. He has a good ideology, but there is no strategy to follow behind that ideology. The fact that he has a good ideology, yes, I admire that. He's one of those guys that knows what exactly he wants. But it's like you want to go to Dallas. You know that your destination is Dallas, but you don't even know the route. You don't have a GPS that will give you the destination to Dallas. And you're all over the place. And then you're committing crime and just using rhetoric to say whatever you want to say. Go ahead, Success.
You see, if you can help us and investigate whoever killed that Florence Ayafo, I will recommend a life sentence for such a person. Because as far as I am concerned, that atrocity is worse than what La République du Cameroon did in the far north with those children and the mothers on the back. It's the worst image I ever watched since I was born. But as of today, I do not have any confirmation whether it was done by Ayabacho or not. But if you have evidences, I condemn that. It doesn't matter whether I come from my mother or not. When I say I trust the strategy of Ayabacho, is that Ayabacho, let me tell you something. Because I have met some officials in Cameroon, and I was also privileged to meet some other international communities. I mean my words. I had first-hand knowledge that the only pressure group in Amazonia that the international community is afraid of is ADF. Is ADF. And ADF has a mastery, or AGC has a mastery of the craftiness of the international community. So I want us to minor on their weaknesses, then major on their strength, because everyone has a weakness. I know that, sorry, you know, in Nigeria, there's always black hair. You should understand that, my brother. I know that AGC or ADF, they have already positioned themselves in government offices, and they like power.
True.
They are very thirsty after power.
True.
But notwithstanding, these people also, they know how to catch
I don't
the international
want
community.
to cut you short. You talked about liberation and politics. ADF is the rebel, let me say, the wing that fights the war. AGC is their political wing. You see, one thing people don't even know, Ayabacho is not the problem within this, I would say, group of people. The devil there is Benedictwa. That is the guy. That is the devil there. He's scared to talk to me.
I don't even know him. I've just been hearing about him. I don't know him.
You will not know him. That is the mastermind. That is the devil there. In the future, I will bring a lot of stuff about this guy. The moment I called him, he heard my voice. He dropped the phone. So anyway, let's move on. That will come on another day. But Ayabacho has the ideology, but the devil is Benedictwa and a few others. Yes.
Theodore.
Yeah.
No human being is the devil. Human beings might just be used by devils. No human being is a devil. So you can continue.
We'll talk about that, brother. Okay, let me move to the next thing. Now, what have Nambere and yourself gained from all this apart from a plane ticket, free lodging, and food?
This man, you keep talking about Nambere. Why can't you talk about me?
See, my questions were submitted by the people that believe in our platform.
Oh, okay.
I told you this.
So okay, let me answer you.
We screen them and I have to ask them. If I don't ask them, it's like, hey, I'm part of this thing. Like, oh, I'm not asking the questions that they forwarded to me. Go ahead.
Theodore, today is the 27th of November 2019. Cameroon government has not given me 1 naira. Success Nkongho is a hardworking person for those who know me, for those who come closer to me. I know the next question might be, tell us the source of your income. It will only be a foolish man who is on exile to come on public and begin to say the source of his income. Come to my base and see my investment, for Christ's sake. I do not depend on diaspora. I have never depended on diaspora. I am able to pay my ticket to anywhere I want to.
So all the
Cameroon
9 trips,
government as of today.
So all the 9 trips you took to Cameroon, you paid it from your pocket, Dr. Success. Is that what you're saying? Because we can investigate this. We know the travel agency that works with the government to do the tickets. Are you saying the trips that you made to Cameroon? Yes, you bought it from your pocket.
Listen,
yes.
Theodore, I would not even mind to send you receipt in Success Nkongho that I paid from my account the various airlines. The ticket the Cameroon government paid for me, listen to me, was for the national dialogue, and I told them to take it. I did not use it.
Okay.
I have the email I sent to them to take it. I did not use it. I paid my own ticket, but they paid my hotel and took care of my feeding when I was in Cameroon.
Okay, we would love to see that. But did the government really actually initially propose or offer anything to you and the rest of the people that?
Yes, they asked me, what do I think will be the precondition for me to come over to Cameroon? And I said, I would think it. And after 24 hours, I told them nothing. I'm coming. Chicken.
Okay. So
for
it
others,
means
for
that
others,
go ahead. It means that if you had
for others,
go ahead.
yes.
Go ahead.
For others, they have asked others what they can do to bring peace and what they can do to restore their life back to order. What they can do to have a solution to this crisis. That is left to them. I've not had a general meeting. I had a meeting, success with them. I talk as success. I'm not talking as a leader of Amazonia. I talk as success because I am a Southern Cameroonian. I have losses in too. So the pain is not pinching only diaspora, it's pinching me too. As a matter of fact, I think I even have more pain than most of the people who are in the diaspora because some of them could not even rent an apartment before this struggle. Today they are driving jeeps that they could not even afford a mobile phone. But I had all those things and I lost them as a result of this struggle. If not because I am a lucrative person, I am industrious in nature, I would have been stranded in the outside my homeland.
Dr. Success, I know you said you met the Prime Minister. Did you meet the President of La Republique too, Paul Biya?
Yes, I met the President, and the President told me this. My son, when I go to bed, before I go to bed, this is the last thing I think about. When I wake up, I think about this. When I'm eating, I think about this. The President genuinely, I am not mixing my words. He wants a talk with our people. My only prayer is that our people should be ready to talk. The President wants a talk with our people because he needs solution, but not through the Swiss something that Sako and Co went and fell in trap.
Success.
They told Sako,
it doesn't seem like
Sako
it doesn't seem like a man that has been in power for 37 years wants a solution. I think he's just playing with time. Anyway, you also shared the following screenshots.
I cannot talk about that, my brother.
Hold on.
I can talk about what I saw.
You also shared some screenshots with us. What is the story you want our audience to know, related to these screenshots? I see late Amigo there. Is there a story that, is hidden that we don't know about what happened to Amigo and all that?
No. I think that screenshot, if you read it carefully, you will see that I advocated for the release of Aroke because there was a mafia, and I'm sure you are a witness of that. I also have a screenshot because I'm not seeing it clearly which one you are projected. I also advocated that I also said in my last broadcast in 2018 that Ground Zero should take over because diaspora is deceiving. I also said in 2018 in my last broadcast, I gave an evaluation of our struggle. It is in one of these screenshots. And the conclusion of that evaluation is that we are in a state of stagnation. It is more than 1 year today I made that evaluation. And I stick to it that we have not moved 1 inch from where we were in 2017 as I speak.
Okay. Now, yes. What is this is old story, but I think you just wanted to show that, these are some of the things that you've been saying. What is your assessment of the present state of the revolution, especially after the failed national dialogue, and what is your take on the special status being preached by the government of La République?
I do not know the content of that special status, but I think that our people should give a listening ear. We should not conclude on the content of a book from its cover. Sometimes you can have a container whose tag is not independence, of which the content is independence. So it is my prayer that our people should not make conclusions based on containers. They should go into the content. And we too have the right to influence whatever decision Cameroon government is making by sitting with them and talking with them. Now, I want to conclude on that question by saying, if you owe me $1 million and my son is very, very sick and I have no money to take my child to the hospital, and I came to you to ask for my money, and you decide to give me $100,000 out of the $1 million, you are still keeping $900,000. If I am wise, I will collect that 100,000 first, then make demand for more. But if I'm foolish, I will refuse the 100,000 and my son die. Then I claim that I am protesting. Thank you.
You see, you're a smart guy. You just used an analogy that I'm still trying. It's trying to play in my head. I like the analogy you used, but I don't think it's something that we can put, you know, in this perspective right here. But again, you know, I like the way you're swift in the way you give your response, and I'm very sure that La Republic government knows that you were going to come live on this show, and they were so confident that you were going to speak very well. True. Otherwise, they would have told you, no, don't go, don't say anything. The reason is this. See, Nambere was very close to me. I have archives. I have a lot of stuff that Nambere gave to me even before he moved. I have people that will talk to me, through me they'll talk to Nambere, but I believe, like, you know, him being a soldier, they've kept him in a position where Nambere cannot even talk to me. So I think that they allowed you to talk because they are so confident in what you are going to say. And I like the way you give your response, and I see with you in so many places. I agree with you with your opinion, especially the fact that our people are suffering. You know, there is no strategy. They are fighting themselves because of money and stuff like that. I agree with you on that. But the last thing that you just said, the analogy of your child, listen, we have, the people from Southern Cameroon, we have a genuine problem, very genuine. And La Republic government knows. Paul Biya actually confessed a week or two ago in front of Mo Ibrahim. These people have been playing us for a very long time. Personally, I will not advise anybody to have a dialogue there in Cameroon. If they want to dialogue, it should be on a neutral ground. Like America. Not even Switzerland, because Switzerland, I don't trust a country like Switzerland. They have a history, they have a record in the days of Nyobe, which we don't want to go there. Now, at this juncture, we will want to take some questions from our audience. It's already past an hour. I always like this thing to be about an hour. So we're calling on the producer. If we have any question, we'll take some few questions and then we'll wrap this up. You wanted to say something while we are waiting for the questions.
You were making a statement. I think I forgot what you were saying, which I wanted to correct.
Anyway.
When I remember the question, I'll come back to you.
Okay, so our first question is this. It's from Captain Jafjo. You went and see Paul Biya. I was trying to say that you went and saw Paul Biya and went back to Nigeria as who?
As success in Nkongho, Southern Cameroonian.
Good. Question number 2. Why La Republique wants to talk to a peasant like you and confusing the true leaders in jail like Sisiko and co? We don't want to, that's it. We don't take 2 questions from the same person. And I will not entertain insults.
Let me answer.
No, we'll not entertain insults. Ask, you know, good questions. Don't insult him. Ask questions that is relevant to the revolution. Okay, the next question is still the same person. Okay. Oh, this is a good question. We'll take this one. How did you fly to La Republique when we all saw you destroying your passport? Yes, we saw that. And on this note, success, that passport that you destroyed, I discussed it with my team. I said that passport, you did not show your face. It can be one old passport from Peter Solomon. We don't know any name that you were just, fronting that you destroyed. Because that's a good question. No, to be honest with you, I have a team that we think. It's a think tank team here that we sit and think and we discuss, and we forgot to put this question. Thank you very much for that question. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, in the course of destroying the passport, it was a live broadcast. Somebody said it's an expired passport. And immediately I went to the page of the expiration date. I showed it. So you can go back to that video. Okay.
But did you show your picture?
I showed it.
You might have shown the expiration
Nobody requested
date.
for it.
Huh?
No, nobody requested for it.
Okay.
When I was destroying it, it was out of anger. Okay? It was out of anger. My passport is gone and is gone and gone.
So
Which passport did I travel with? My brother, Theodore, you should know by now that you are dealing with a very smart individual. We are in a revolution and not in a crusade.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
There are other nations that can receive me apart from Cameroon. There are other nations that can receive me apart from Cameroon. And I do not need to come public and say, this nation received me, this nation received me as their citizen. For Christ's sake. It will be foolishness. I'm not in that Amazonian foolishness. So that's why when they were looking for others, they couldn't see me. Please, I'm a different species of human being. Use your satellite. If I don't want you to see me, you will not see me. That picture, I am the one who sent it out. Nobody snapped me by mistake. That person is not born. For Christ's sake. Why didn't they see this other picture, which are very clear?
Okay.
That is to tell, listen, Theodore, you can't predict me. All the speculations of ambassadors. If you want to know me, contact me. I can tell you 10% of me. Then you go belly full. But don't sit behind your computer and be imagining things you don't even know.
This is from Juliusin Emmons. He says, Theodore, ask Nkongho Success that if Southern Cameroons and La Republique are equal in status, why is La Republique giving Southern Cameroon special status?
It is an international conspiracy against us in 61. And the international community have decided that they will not conspire what they conspired in 1961. Life is not fair, my brother. I am not arguing the fact that our case is not clear. When I was giving reason why we could not win this war, the first statement I made is that our case is very genuine. Nobody can dispute that. We are face to face with a jury that is not just. And we can't do anything about it, my brother and my sister.
Okay. Now, I also receive questions from people that have my number. Somebody was trying to call me. What's the next question before I come to? Okay, this question is coming from somebody that people have been claiming that I work with because I actually gave him credit. This is the thing that I want the audience to understand. I am for the people. If the guys fight the military guys and kill 1,000 of them, it's none of my business. I don't care. When you go and sign that you're going to fight or you're going to be a police officer, a gendarme or a military guy, it means that you've already signed your death warrant, that you're going to protect what you believe in. Just like the guys that are fighting for the people of Southern Cameroon. Now, my problem is when it has to do with a civilian, an individual, that is not fighting. That is when I step in. So when I gave credit to this guy, my country people, they said, oh, Theodore, you're okay. No, he has his stance, and I respect him for that because he has been in that part of the country where he comes from, and he was kidnapped or arrested by the same people that should be fighting for us all. Okay, so I want to set the record straight. I respect him for that. Whatever he does, he has already given himself a name that he is a king of black legs. And he's saying that based on what he went through with the same people that should be fighting for us. If I had gone through something like that, I think I would have been worse than this guy. I'm just being very honest. If you go through something like that, if any of us go through the same thing, you probably act the same way. So let us be able to call it the way it is. Okay? After that, he reached out to me. I'd make sure I've not talked to him. This is the very first time that I've answered his call while we are here. And he said something and I didn't say anything. And whatever he said, I said he should send it to me. And he has just sent it to me. And I'm going to read it the way it is. I don't know him. I've never saw him. I've only seen him, what he does. I respect him because he has taken his side. He has principles. I have principles. If you try that to me or a relative, believe me, it will be worse than what this guy is doing right now. But I believe in what we are fighting for. The only problem we have is there is no strategy. This is his question. This is from my country people then. He's just sent that to me. What could be the solution to the infighting to Ambazonia leaders? Like Eric Tato versus Sako, Tapang versus Oliver, AGC versus IG, etc. Because the international community is laughing at us. So now I think my country people then is saying us as in a Southern Cameroonian. He said, thank you so much. What could be the solution to the infighting to Ambazonian leaders like Eric Tat? Okay, he just repeated that. So this is it right here. He sent it to me. He called me while I was on air. And because I'm on air, I told him to send that to my phone. So that's a question from my country people then. Send that to respond to that question. You want me to repeat it again?
What is the solution of the in-house fighting?
Hold on. What could be the solution to the infighting to Ambazonia leaders like Eric Tato versus Sako, Tapang versus Oliver, AGC versus IG? Because, he said, etc. Because the international community is laughing at us. That is what I'm taking from here as us, meaning he still sees himself as somebody from Southern Cameroon, regardless of the position that he has taken. Go ahead.
Okay, Theodore, Southern Cameroonians are not necessarily only people who advocate for separation or restoration. Southern Cameroonians are people who were born in that land of the British Trust Territory of Southern Cameroon. So it's not only those who are in the diaspora or those who are fighting for separation.
No.
There's
birth by, there's citizenship by birth. For example, our children, I was not born here, but my kids are born in America. They're American citizens. Yes, if we want to say so, but my country people them is saying this as a Southern Cameroonian and Ambazonian from that region, not by birth. So answer his question.
Now, we need unity of purpose first. And for us to have unity of purpose, we need purity of purpose. For us to have purity of purpose, we need purity of conscience. People are not in this struggle for the same reason. Some are in this struggle to make money, some to make name, some to build their political ranks or to build political credits.
Yes.
If all of us can focus on freedom first and nothing more, we will not have any problem of embezzlement. We will not have any problem of fighting one another for position. We will not have any problem of who should be the leader, who should be the follower. It's because there is conflict of interest. And the Bible says a house that is divided among itself can never stand. So, in conclusion, we need unity of purpose. And for us to have unity of purpose, we need purity of purpose. For us to have purity of purpose, we need purity of conscience. Most of these commanders and generals, they know that this war is not going anywhere right now. But they are still there because they have stolen the farms, the wives, the daughters of people. So if they drop their arm, they will be prosecuted for stealing people's farm and will not have that farm again and will not have that girl again to go to bed with her.
Okay.
We have polluted our purpose of this struggle. Until we cleanse that purpose, purify it, we cannot unite.
Okay. Before I come to, before I add on what you've said, which I agree with you, and as someone who has been there from the initial stage of this revolution, we have people like Bo Herbert that if we want to blame and throw dirt, we should throw dirt on people like this man, Bo Herbert. He is one of those people, Chia Innocent. I always say this every time that the people believed in initially when Bala Fontaine, they were in jail. But they came in with this thing in their head that he wants to be either the president of a new country that is not yet existing, and he did mislead the people. Power, you know, political positioning and stuff like that. I will come to that. But I want to ask you a question. This is about your parents. Both of your parents, I know you said your mom is of late. Is your daddy of late too, or is he still alive? This is something a little bit personal, and there's a reason why I'm asking that. Hello, Dr. Success, are you there? Hello? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we plead to our audience to give us a little bit of time. You know, where Dr. Success is, the network is not that good. We are so happy that for about an hour we've not had any glitch. He's going to be back, so we can wrap this up. So for now, I'll also throw this before Dr. Success comes back. I think our team is going to tell us. I also have a question. I love the question that my country people them sent to me. The us that he referred there is leading me to ask him a question. Well, that question will come when Dr. Success comes in. I will ask that question to him, to those that have actually surrendered because they feel like, okay, I think he's trying to connect again. Has he connected? Okay. Same password. We played with our audience to be a little bit patient. Dr. Success is going to be back. It's going to be. We're going to get him back. He's trying to connect back to our systems. This question. This question is to my country people, and to those people that are from Southern Cameroon, because this is one thing that people should understand. Within the government of La République, we have Amazonians there. We have our brothers and sisters and relatives that believe in this fight. The problem is they are in a position where they cannot talk, do or say anything. But believe me, they know that we have a just cause. Now, to people like my country people that he himself says he is the king of black legs. If today, because of your question, I say, okay, hey, I call a few of these frontline guys and say, you guys should unite. And we seek maybe advice from somebody like you, my country people Would you be willing to give your own advice or an opinion, I'm believing now that you believe in this revolution. The only problem is there is no strategy. I'm saying so based on the question that you've asked. So now, if the people can come together, because I believe that everybody has their opinion and we should respect other people's opinion. By the end of the day, those that are decided to be the ones that will stand in front should be able to make good judgments. It's not everybody's opinion or idea that is going to be accepted, but at least people should be respected with their varying opinions. Now, would you be able to say, hey, I'm leaving this position now of being a king of Blackleg because I think our people are coming together and now there is a strategy. This question, I don't know if you're following up, Dr. Success, you're back. Because of the question that my country people asked, and I'll also throw that question to you. If, for example, a lot of people have reached out to me and said, Chodo, can you call these guys? Can you bring them together like in Houston, you know, and see how they can come together? If today, you know, I bring Akwanga Ebenezer, who I always call the kidnapper in chief, I have Acho and all these guys together to unite and say, listen, guys, you guys must unite. There is a genuine problem, and this problem can never be solved if there is no unity. Would you, and what would be a good advice to the people if there is a strategy like this? And one problem that we have is accountability, because there is nobody holding them accountable, or they don't give credit if somebody wakes up and say, hey, listen, we want to check your books. For that, let me give credit to these interim government guys, because Sako, when I was doing my investigation, talked to me. Most of the guys talked to me. One of them was trying to play games with me. I actually told him he's going to come to my office, and he did. And see, they understand that a government cannot run without people that take a side of accountability. They understand that. That is what the other people, they don't understand. And I think that is one reason why they have a lot of people believing in what they are doing. On the other hand, when I called this guy in South Africa about patch here, the guy was telling me that, oh, we should wait when we go to Buea. So when they go to Buea, when they have the battalion of guys fighting, all they will be trying to do is to take out their enemies or people trying to ask them questions. But the guys in the IG, they were able to talk, you know, and answer some questions, not all of the questions. So this is the thing. If the people can look at it now and say, you know what, let's come together for the sake of those that have died, like General Ivo, Amigo, and the rest, what would be your advice to them, Dr. Success Nkongho, my country people, them, to those people that believe that we have a genuine problem, but the only issue is there's no strategy, everybody is saying their own thing, everybody wants to posture as a leader of the revolution? What would be the advice? My country people then can actually send me his response, and I will read that to the people. While you go ahead and respond.
Okay. My advice would be every government and every structure should be dissolved. First, once we come together, because this idea of government and leadership building has destroyed a lot of people. So go ahead and you see somebody will tell you he lives in Bakingili, he will tell you he's banning somebody who lives in Oimo. You know whether they are omnipresent. So when we have all those leadership titles and become floor members, activists, and freedom fighters, we will not be on the high table and be giving instruction to those on the low table. We'll be speaking like brothers. In that case, the communication will flow, the sincerity, the genuinity, and the commitment will be there. But when someone is hiding and another person is low down here, they don't say anything to communicate with that person. For instance, Sako need to see Cameroon. So when we come together, everybody is somebody. Everybody is important. Everybody is needed. We need everybody's input. We need everybody's contribution. In that case, we will listen to one another, express ourselves, then come up with a good strategy and a good resolution that can help our people. I advocate strongly for that. Theodore, may I remind you that in the next 5 minutes, I would like to stop this broadcast because I have a crusade to preach in the next 45 minutes, and to drive from here to the crusade venue is far, and I have to prepare myself after this political talk. After which I'll have my broadcast today, also my Facebook today.
Okay.
After I come back from
let's get one last. Let's get one last question from the audience. A very important question. I hope they will choose a good question because I don't see the questions until they put it. And then I will see the response that my country people then will say, and then we will wrap it up. So this question is from Eric Blink. Theodore, please ask that man, what does he think about our leaders in jail? What has he been telling RRC about them?
Our people in jail are our heroes, even though Sako and Ometa went to reduce them to 0 in Switzerland, and that made La République to give them life sentence. They still remain heroes. As I speak to you, La République wants to talk to our people in jail, but they don't want. Okay. As I speak to you today, 27, but Sako and Kometa, they are rushing to talk.
Okay.
They don't want. So those people are our heroes. I mean my word. Sisiku is a very hard man.
Okay. Now,
if Sako were in the position of Sisiku, Sako would have even accepted to be appointed, to be elected a mayor.
Are you saying this? Let me play the tribe card here. Are you saying this because Sisiku is from the same place with you?
No. Okay. No, I am saying a reality. You can do your investigation about that yourself.
I know. I believe what you say. I've talked to him a couple of times, and on another note, there is going to be a day when I'll come back and talk about that John Fruso guy.
For your information.
Yes.
Sisiku cannot be compromised. Sisiku cannot compromise.
All right.
Hear it today.
Because of time constraint, I think my country people he has responded. I want the people to listen to this. So he got my question. He said, yes, we do have a genuine problem. This is it right here. This is what his response is. Maybe I should forward it to my team and see if they can put that real quick. But let me just read what he said. Yes, we do have a genuine problem, but we have clearly proven to ourselves and the world that we are not ready to take charge of our own affairs. We are too power hungry. We are too naive and misinformed. We have no leaders, no idea what we are doing, and everyone wants to be a president. If we are given independence, we would be worse than South Sudan. Thanks.
That is true.
My MKPD, my country people then. So what the message here is that, this is the message I get. My country people, he acknowledges that we have a genuine problem. And I think this is the same with so many people from the Ambazonia or Southern Cameroon. I like to use the word Southern Cameroon. I don't even like the name Ambazonia at all. I'm just being very honest here. And that's why I like to, people will say you don't use Ambazonia. I don't even like that name Ambazonia. I like the name Southern Cameroon. Now, this is the thing. This is a guy that calls himself a king of black legs. And he's saying that, yes, he acknowledges the fact that. It means that anyone from that region will acknowledge the fact. The problem is they should come together. At this point, I'm here willing to say that I will not mind to reach out. Listening to what a lot of people have said to me, I'll think about it. If I want to reach out and talk to somebody like Akwanga that I know he has committed crimes. If I want to reach out and talk to somebody like Abacho that I know generally has committed crimes. I still don't know about that. But maybe for the sake of Ivo, General Ivo that I used to talk to, I might do that because we've lost a lot of lives. A lot of young men that we've lost. Let me take this one last question. I know I told you about this. Then we go to, yes, we do have a genuine problem. It's
a statement. It's not
okay, that is somebody, I think it's somebody from one of our guys behind. Okay, no. That is the response from my country people, them that my team behind just put up there. So now we're coming to the end of this show. One last word for our audience, Dr. Success, Nkongho.
Mr. Theodore, I want to thank you for this.
Did we just freeze again?
I have met with the Cameroon government or outside the Cameroon government, international community leaders, none of them have displayed the fact that our case is genuine. And I have not failed to repeat to them that our case is genuine. Our problem is not the international community or La République as it stands. Our problem is us. If we can be free from ourselves, we shall be free one day from the chains of La République. I want to thank you for this opportunity, Theodore, and I thank our people. Have a pleasant night, my brother.
Thank you, Dr. Nkongho Success, for honoring this platform with your appearance and opening up to the people on some very sensitive topics. Our extreme gratitude to our viewers for their endless support and feedback. Special thanks to Soldier Ant and the rest who choose to remain anonymous with their questions. On behalf of the Cry Out TV team, I am Nkongho signing off, saying our doors remain open and see you all next time.